Welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Oman Waste and Wastewater Services Company uses drones to detect leaks in water networks. Oman Air offers 200 free tickets to people with disabilities to perform Umrah. IMF expects Oman's economy to grow by 5.6%. Boris Johnson apologizes in Parliament for Partygate fine. Russia urges US to abandon futile policy of blockade and sanctions. US condemns school attacks in Kabul. Pele returns to hospital for cancer treatment. Brazil and Argentina to play World Cup warm-up in Melbourne. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the local stories for the day. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. Nebula AI helps the logistics industry to reduce shrinkage, improve forecasting, and automate warehouse logistics through smart warehousing, pallet and packaging detection and analysis, shelf stock reconciliation, route optimization for distributions, and last-mile delivery solutions. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Looking for that ease of living in this beautiful country? Watch our weekly show Tea Talk every Wednesday at 8 p.m. where we'll be discussing latest news, updates, and what's buzzing on the social media.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the local stories. Oman Water and Wastewater Services Company, or OWWSC, has used drone technology to detect leaks in water networks. In keeping with the digital and technological transformation, the company has used drone technology to detect invisible leaks in water networks, using thermal cameras and multispectral cameras to obtain more accurate results, OWWSC said in a statement. Oman Air has offered 200 free tickets for people with disabilities to perform the Umrah rituals during the holy month of Ramadan. The Ministry of Social Development appreciates the efforts and noble endeavors of Oman Air by providing 200 tickets for people with disabilities to perform the Umrah rituals during this holy month, which comes within Oman Air's social responsibility in its belief in the importance of social solidarity and community service in its various segments, Social Development Ministry said in a statement. International Monetary Fund, or IMF, has expected the Sultanate of Oman's economy to grow by 5.6% in 2022. The International Monetary Fund raises its forecast for the Sultanate of Oman's economic growth this year to 5.6%, according to its report on the World Economic Outlook. Those were a few of the local stories. We'll take a short commercial break and we'll be back with the international and sports news for the day. Stay tuned.
The advancement of the Fourth Industrial Revolution has given rise to a digital economy where humans and machines collaborate to leap ahead on innovation and profitability through the use of artificial intelligence. Nebula AI helps the logistics industry to reduce shrinkage, improve forecasting, and automate warehouse logistics through smart warehousing, pallet and packaging detection and analysis, shelf stock reconciliation, route optimization for distributions, and last-mile delivery solutions. AI is changing all the rules of how companies operate. Let us help you get there.
Oman's largest online supermarket, now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
We at TTV are coming up with a new show. In which we'll be discussing about retail, hospitality, aviation, education, and various other sectors so that you keep abreast of all the latest updates in the country. So let's talk every Monday at 8 p.m.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. Boris Johnson faced lawmakers in the UK Parliament on Tuesday for the first time since police fined him over illegal parties held during coronavirus lockdowns. The members of the House of Commons were on an 11-day Easter break last week when the Prime Minister was handed a fine for attending a birthday party that was in violation of lockdown rules. Johnson has defied the calls, some of which have come from his own Conservative Party, even after becoming the first modern UK leader to be charged for breaking the law. But he is now facing possible further penalties for other lockdown parties, as well as the accusation that he misled the Parliament by insisting that he had broken no rules. This could amount to a breach of Government Ministers' Code of Conduct, for which ministers are expected to step down. Johnson insisted he was not aware he was breaking the rules. I take this opportunity on the first available sitting day to repeat my wholehearted apology to the House of Commons. As soon as I received the notice, I acknowledged the hurt and the anger, and I said that people had a right to expect better of the Prime Minister, Johnson told lawmakers. It did not occur to me then or subsequently that a gathering in the cabinet room just before a vital meeting on COVID strategy could amount to a breach of the rules. I repeat, that was my mistake and I apologize for it unreservedly, he said. Russia urged the United States to abandon its futile policy of blockade and sanctions in foreign policy, the Russian embassy in Washington said on Tuesday. The diplomatic mission's comment was timed to the announcement of a new round of high-level dialogue between the United States and Cuba on migration on April 21st. The Russian embassy welcomed the step. Dialogue is always better than its absence. It is high time for the US to abandon the futile policy of blockade and sanctions in foreign affairs, the embassy tweeted. Earlier, there were reports that the US is looking at designating Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism. We're taking a close look at the facts. We're taking a close look at the law, US State Department spokesperson Ned Price said on Monday. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky has urged US President Joe Biden to impose a designation on Russia that would impose some of the most significant sanctions at the Biden's administration's disposal, sources said. Notably, US President Joe Biden has no plans to visit Kyiv to meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, as per White House. The US earlier had announced to provide Ukraine with an additional $800 million worth of military aid, including heavy artillery, as Washington anticipated a wider assault by Russia in eastern Ukraine. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden will hold a video call with US allies and partners on Tuesday to discuss providing support for Ukraine and restrictions on Russia, as per White House. Earlier in the day, the US Treasury Department said the next phase of US sanctions would target Russia's military-industrial complex, according to reports. The United States has condemned the attacks near a boys' school in Kabul that killed over 20 people and called for an investigation. The US State Department, in a statement, offered condolences to the Afghan families and said the perpetrators must be brought to justice. The United States joins the international community in expressing outrage at today's heinous attacks on the Mumtaz Education Center and the Abdul Rahim Shaheed School in Kabul, Afghanistan. We offer sincere condolences to the family and other loved ones of those killed in these cowardly acts. The perpetrators must be brought to justice, US State Department spokesperson Ned Price said in a statement. All Afghan children deserve to pursue their studies safely and without the fear of violence, he added. On Tuesday, 2 educational institutions were targeted by blasts in the Dasht-e-Barshi area in the west of Kabul city. The first blast targeted Abdul Rahim Shaheed School. Another blast occurred as students were coming out of the school. The attack was condemned by Afghan politicians, humanitarian groups, and Kabul-based diplomatic missions. So far, no one has claimed responsibility for the attack. The UN mission in Afghanistan also condemned the heinous attack on schools in Kabul. And now for the sports stories. Brazilian football great Pelé has been readmitted to hospital for ongoing cancer treatment, doctors said on Tuesday. The 81-year-old has undergone several sessions of chemotherapy in Sao Paulo since having a tumor removed from his colon last September. Edson Arantes do Nascimento was admitted to the Israeli Albert Einstein Hospital on Monday, a hospital statement read. His clinical condition is good and stable and he should be discharged in the next few days. Widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time, Pelé scored a world record tally of 1,281 goals in a 1,363 match professional career that spanned 21 years. He was capped 91 times for Brazil, scoring 77 international goals. Brazil and Argentina will meet at the Melbourne Cricket Ground in June as they prepare for this year's FIFA World Cup, local officials said on Wednesday. The fixture will be played on June 11th, 5 years after the teams clashed at the same venue in a friendly that attracted 95,000 fans. To have two of the most successful COVID-19 rule breaches by Argentina. Brazil earned a World Cup berth by finishing top of the South American qualifying group, while Argentina were second. Football's showpiece tournament will be played in Qatar from November 21st to December 18th. Those are the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.